One of the most common first questions I get from buyers is what is my minimum down payment to purchase a home here in Canada? In today's video, I'm going to answer that question for you. So to start off this video, I'm very quickly going to explain the difference between a deposit and a down payment because often the two terms are confused in our industry. A deposit is paid earlier in the process, and what the deposit is when you write an offer, you write a deposit amount to show that you are writing a good faith offer, and once it's accepted and once it becomes a firm offer, that deposit is then held in trust. Now there's no standard amount of a deposit. Often we see a minimum of 5%, but that deposit can vary based on completion time and other factors. But again, a deposit is typically smaller than your down payment for the most part, and it happens earlier in the process. You write the deposit and it's held in trust by the buyer's brokerage, the buyer's agent brokerage. Sometimes it's paid direct to the seller, but it's earlier in the process and it's to show that you have a good faith offer. Now the down payment itself is different because that's the total amount of funds that you are going to bring to the closing table on completion day that you're going to put towards the property in addition to your mortgage if you're getting a mortgage. So that is the difference. Deposit is early and it shows a good faith offer. Down payment is the full amount of funds you're bringing to the table at closing time. So to answer the question, what is the minimum down payment here in Canada? It is a sliding scale. So basically how it works is if your purchase price is up to $500,000, then you can put down a 5% minimum deposit. So basically $25,000 on a $500,000 purchase. Now what happens as you head from $500,000 to $1 million in purchase price is that down payment requirement then becomes 10%. But it's not 10% of the full amount. So what I mean by that is if you're purchasing a property that, for example, is $700,000, on the first $500,000 of purchase price, you have to pay that 5%. So there's $25,000 there. And then between $500,000 and $700,000, there's 10% of that. So it would be $20,000 because that amount is $200,000, 10% is $20,000. You add that to the $25,000, I hope you're following me, $45,000 on a $700,000 purchase. So again, it is broken down into chunks. When you surpass $500,000, that doesn't mean your down payment requirement increases for everything. It's just for the amount above $500,000. Now, when you hit the $1 million mark, that's where things change, and basically your minimum down payment is 20% at that time. Sometimes your down payment requirement will increase at that time. It all depends on your specific credit scenario, employment scenario, and your mortgage broker will be able to explain that to you further. The other thing to think about is if you're putting less than 20% down on a property, you do need to get an insured mortgage. So you'd be paying a premium on top of the mortgage and what your mortgage rate is. That premium, it can be anywhere from approximately 0.5% to around 4%. It really, again, it depends on how much money you're putting down. But keep that in mind. If you're putting less than 20% down, the mortgage needs to be insured and you're paying that premium. So there you go. A lot of times you hear in Canada, a lot of people think that that minimum down payment requirement is 20% or 15% or 10%. No, you can actually get into a home with a 5% down payment. So guys, I hope you learned something in this video. If you did, hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. What that does is it sends the video out to more people so they can learn as well. If you have questions on your current scenario, your own scenario, you can reach out to me. All my contact info is in the description box below. You can even comment your questions below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.